Hey guys, it's Aggie K, Wealth Therapist, and I'm coming into you from my backyard again. And today I want to talk about how to gain thousands of followers from a mindset perspective. What needs to happen, guys? Not loving this lighting. Maybe it's the umbrella. I don't know. But regardless, hey Dottie. FB ad specialist in the house, who also writes incredible, amazing posts. By the way, if you're not following her, get out from under your rock and follow her. Brilliant writer, brilliant perspective. How to gain thousands of followers from a mindset perspective. And this is as much a mindset training for you as it is for me. What happens, I think, is that it depends on what you're focused on, right? It depends on if you're focused on making money, which is what I do. I focus on making money a lot of the time. I don't focus on followers, right? So to me, for the longest time in my business and how it's been is that I've been focusing on making money and bringing in clients, and I don't focus so much on a following or being a leader. Right? So if it's not on your mind to become that and you're focused on making money, you're focused on bringing clients, or you're focused on getting results, it kind of depends where your focus is. And if it's not on that, it's probably not going to grow. You know, if you exclusively focused on I just want to have a group of 10,000 followers, and that's what you chose to focus on for the next 3 months, you could probably make it happen. You know, if you had the time, ability, didn't necessarily have to focus on income as well, and you could be univision. I don't know, is that a word? Univision. If you could be uniquely focused on that particular thing, you could probably make it happen, right? A lot more than just kind of saying, well, I'm not focused on that, and I don't know why it's not growing. You see what I'm saying? So that's number one. Are you, from a mindset perspective, from a subconscious perspective, are you resistant to feeling engulfed? Is too many people and too much energy coming at you and managing, or you feel like you're gonna have to manage all this energy and all these personalities and all these people following you and all these expectations? If overwhelm is a trigger for you, then naturally you're gonna avoid that, right? So, and that might not be the way for you to make money, right? So you have to ask yourself, well, why do I care to have thousands of followers? Why is that important to me? Is it because it's a lead generation thing and I know I'm going to make a lot of money that way? Well, maybe that's not the model for you if you're resistant to that. So for me, I think in terms of my design, if you ever done the human design stuff, or just looked at, even without doing the human design stuff, if you just looked at how am I designed? How do I operate best? Do I love hanging out in groups? Do I love socializing? Do I love, and I don't know all the personality types and if you're introvert, extrovert, but just basically how are you designed? What works best for you, right? So if you're a person who's extremely, extroverted and you're of course you are. Not surprised, manifesting generator. I'm a projector, so I generally have to let things come to me for them to work. Whenever I try and go after it too much, it's not it doesn't work for me. So you have to look at how you're designed is also part of it. Is the design a thing where you're designed to hang out with tons of people and be a leader and that feels really good and aligned for you? Or you're going to make an impact with one-on-one people and you need to just raise your pricing and attract those high level people. There's loads of people who are doing it with less than 20 clients and they're making the kind of money they want to be making. There's people with thousands of clients that are making the same money, right? So it kind of depends, one, on what you're designed for. Two, take a look at if you're resistant to overwhelm, or you have a resistance to leadership, which could be a resistance to responsibility, to having to show up consistently, to feeling like too authoritative, like it's not enough rebellion for you in there, or not enough leeway for you in there. So take a look at that. It could also be that it's not your value, like that you don't actually value thousands of connections or that very big picture feeling. So you have to take a look at what you value. Is it in your value system to care about that, for it to matter, for you to have a huge mission? And probably if you're not there, if you're not thinking that, then you're not going to attract that, right? If you don't want to change thousands of lives, if that's not like a thing for you that really matters, then it's not going to happen, you know? And for some people, they just attract it because they put it out there and it's not in their industry, and it just good timing, and you know, they're ahead of the marketing curve in their particular niche. It works out for some people. But if it's something that you're looking for, and it's not happening, these are the things to look at. You might also be thinking that it requires something to like go viral, be super special, be original, come up with something that's going to get 1 million views. And I think that that's putting a lot of pressure on how you have to show up, you know? I think, of course, I'm sure there's marketing geniuses out there who can orchestrate these types of things. But putting that much pressure on yourself isn't going to help make it happen. You know, I think it's making it harder for it to happen, or it's putting like an extraordinary amount of pressure on you to make it happen and be really special and original and, you know, something spectacular. I mean, let's face it, folks. There's not much under the sun that hasn't been done, you know. Like a lot of the philosophies and a lot of the strategies, people just reinvent through their energy, you know. It's nothing new. It's just that the way that they present it with their energy, and they consistently show up with it, that they brainwash themselves, and then they brainwash you happily, right? Into it working, you know. There's nothing like super new out there. But if you struggle with feeling like you're special enough on your own, then that's gonna come up for you, right? If you never stood out, or you were afraid to stand out, or you didn't know how to stand out in a natural, like it didn't naturally happen to you, where you looked a particular way, or you had some particular talent that people always identified with you as a child, and you kind of blended in, then you're like looking for some like original special thing that's going to make you stand out. And I think that's the opposite of what we need to be doing. We need to double down on being ourselves. I think the more that we sink into that, the more that we take ownership over that on a deeper level, the more people are attracted to it, the more followers we're going to gain that way. Hey, Tracy Aaron Smith. So think about that, guys. Think about how you can double down on yourself. And do you think, like, would you watch you? Do you think you're that interesting? Do you think that you're that exciting? Do you think you're that, do you think you have something fun to say? Like, what do you like about yourself? And, if it's boring, then probably, or your answer is that I'm not interesting to watch or to listen to or to read about or to, you know, whatever I have to offer, then you need to look at that. Why do you think that? Right? And those two things are in conflict. If you're thinking, I'm not sure I have so much to say or so much to do, or I don't know what I like about myself. This is important for, you know, manifesting and for mindset. If you don't know what the answer to that is, you need to know, right? Because you need to be able to take ownership over it and to have fun while you're doing it. So think about that, guys. Think about what do I like about myself already, and what could I double down on that I like about myself already, so that I'm not boring for myself to watch, and I'm not boring for myself to create. Like, what's pushing my limits? What's challenging me? What would be a challenge for me to show up as? So take a look at that. Let me know in the comments what you're thinking you need to do, if that's something you desire, if thousands of followers is something that you want. To recap, what are you thinking about? Are you thinking about adding tons of followers, thousands of followers? Is that something you want? Is that something you're focusing on? Is that something that you're thinking about every day to bring into your reality? Then you need to be acting as if it already is. Are you showing up as the person who already has thousands of followers? Are you already showing up as that person? If you watch like any celebrity social media profile, there's a sense of it not being a big deal, right? Like, if you watch any kind of person who's on social media with millions of followers, there's a sense of it's like not a big deal. They're like in touch with it. It's not a big deal. They're not freaking out over it. They're not overwhelmed by it. There's all these strangers they don't know showing up on their live streams, and they're like, hi, how are you? What did you think of my show? Or what did you think of my new song? Or what did you think of my this or that? So there's a sense of almost like not caring, and already being in the end result of like, I'm already someone who has thousands of followers. So are you showing up as the person who already has thousands of followers? Ask yourself that. Hey, Kimberly, ask yourself that question. Or how would you be showing up differently if you had thousands of followers? Would it be different? Would you be showing up differently? If someone was paying you to have thousands of followers to show up for, how would you be showing up differently? Answer that question. Let me know in the comments. That should drive you to thinking a little bit differently about it. If somebody was paying you to have thousands of followers already, how would you be showing up differently than you are now? More casual, less casual, more pressure, less pressure. Would you be more prepared or less prepared? Would you be more improv or less improv? And I have a really fun live stream coming up this week with a professional stand-up comedian to talk about how to be more open, how to make yourself totally open to rejection. Because I think it's a huge piece in being able to break through some mindset stuff. Add a CTA to every post. There you go. You'd add a call to action to every post. Perfect. That's right. Every single one that like celebrities post and like leaders post has a CTA. Swipe up, buy this, check out that, make it happen. I know, I can't believe there's thousands of people on here now either, Kim. I love that comment. However, it goes back to what I'm talking about, is that something I haven't been focused on that I'm going to start shifting my focus on, because I do want that and I do enjoy it and it is fun. Even though I'm a projector, it's something I do want to play with. Projector archetype in the human design stuff. So what was I saying? Recap. What's going on mindset wise? Are you focused on bringing in thousands of followers? Are you resistant to, afraid of engulfment and overwhelm? Do you think you can't handle that? Write out all the reasons why you think you can't handle having thousands of followers. You're thinking it requires something super special, original, viral. Ads can help you get there. Not abso-freaking-lutely, Dottie. Like, this is a huge piece. Ads can absolutely, there's a scary looking flying ant. Summer, I love you, minus the bugs. Ads can absolutely, if you were already somebody who had thousands of followers, would you be freaked out about running ads? Heck no. You'd be like, how do I get 10,000 more? How do I get 20,000 more? Don't be afraid of that. And also, don't expect necessarily everything to be organic. If you believe that your people are out there, you just need to get in front of the right people, find your right ads manager like Dottie, and get yourself, aligned with the right freaking audience, right? If the wrong people keep seeing you, then you're not thinking like a person who has thousands of followers either. The final thing is, you're thinking it requires something special, supernaturally blessed, amazing, original, 1 million views on YouTube. It doesn't, right? It doesn't. Ordinary people are doing this every day. There's nothing different about them than there is with you. And that's setting you up with a whole lot of pressure to be something that you're not. You just have to be more of who you are, right? And if who you are, you're coming to the conclusion that who you are is just boring or not exciting enough or not interesting enough or not anything enough, then that is your self-worth stuff that you need to break through, right? That you are required to break through to take the next level of income, following, and leadership. Right? You have to ask yourself, why don't I, like, what do I like? You know, and why don't I like these things? And tackle that, because that's what, otherwise you're kind of like throwing, you know, you're complaining about something that's really like sitting at the core foundation issue of not being able to attract. You got to be attracted to yourself, right? So the more attractive you make yourself to yourself, the better that's going to go for you. So own your stuff, own what you're good at, own, and share your energy, right? Like that's ultimately, we've heard this time and time again, share your energy. The energy is what people are drawn to. They are drawn to energy every time. They're hanging out with you for your energy. They're buying you for your energy. Whether it looks like beauty externally, or it looks like being funny, or it looks like being an expert, or it looks like authority, whatever it might look like, they're buying into your energy, right? They want to hang out at that same vibrational level. And make sure you have a channel for attracting these people, right? There's also like, make sure you're putting it out there. Kimberly's saying, I think some people are just scared of their potential. You make people think and work. Oh, yeah, people are scared of their potential. Like, what's going to happen? What if I won't have any privacy? First of all, it's not going to happen overnight. So I love those ones because that's like, you know, just not realistic, because it's usually does not happen overnight. And even now, if people have 1 million followers, does not necessarily translate into income unless you're doing things the right way. So people are scared of their potential because it means things will change. They'll have to show up in a different way every day for themselves, you know, and how available it might make them in the rest of their life. If they're available to all these thousands of followers as a leader, how available can they be to their families, to the people that depend on them, right? So a lot of like martyr archetype stuff in there too. Okay, guys, I hope this was helpful. I hope I didn't, you know, go all over the place with my recap there, but I think you got it. Look at what your mindset is on. If you're trying to attract, let me know, put a plan in place and make that your focus. Check out your resistance to any engulfment, overwhelm. Why do you think you can't handle a lot of attention? Why you're freaked out about a lot of attention? And there's like the judgment piece around thousands of followers, thousands of people, eyeballs, thousands of people judging me, which means you're being able to stand in yourself and on your own 2 feet behind what you're saying really has to be solid, right? Or your ability to forgive yourself, or your ability to be compassionate with yourself has to be really strong and really solid. It has to be stronger than thousands of mouthpieces telling you that you're wrong, or that, you know, you have to be really solid in your own truth about who you are and what you know and what you can offer people. So you're so welcome, Dottie. Thank you so much for joining me. And take a look at, is it part of your design? Are you designed for that? Do you really need to be a leader? Can you just have like 20 really high-end clients instead and just serve them to the best of your ability? Or do you want thousands? Is that something that you want and you're like excited and tickled by and like, oh, that's really interesting to me and I like the idea of that? Is it part of your values? Do you value that? And the popularity block can come up here too, like never the popular one and not in the cool club, or like the popular girls thing can pop up here. So take a look at what you think about popular people. or the people that you grew up with that were popular, or were you popular and then you weren't? Whatever judgments you have about that, examine. Okay, and let me know in the comments and let me know how it goes. PTP Live is starting the first week of September. So there's a $500 early bird whatever discount, I guess, right now. Not discount, but early bird pricing is going on right now. And my one-on-one summer special is going on right now till tonight at midnight. 3 months of delicious, unparalleled mindset support, work, training, smashing your income goals, and all of that good stuff. PM me if that's what you're interested in. Mwah! I love you guys, and I'm going to do my CTA for this. Also, join the Kind Entrepreneurs Galaxy. I will drop the links below for all of that stuff. Join my group and invite thousands of your friends. I love you guys. Let me know how it goes. Aggie K, Wealth Therapist. Like, love, share if you found this interesting. See you guys next time. Bye.